Greetings nerdy list aficionados and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. Today we're going to be taking a look at Laura Kinney, X-23. And I checked, we hadn't done this, somehow. I mean, that's a shocking fact. So today we're going to be telling you some facts, some deets about X-23. So let's get to it. I'm Sash and these are the top 10 shocking X-23 facts you need to know. Also, if you look her up right now at the time of this recording, you'll find a lot of people baiting that she's the female Wolverine to try and drive outrage clicks by tricking people who aren't in the loop about X-23 to think that they gender swapped Wolverine. Just so they can write articles about how fans suck. Don't give in to them. So X-23 has been around since 2004 and she's a legacy Wolverine, so she takes up his mantle as Wolverine after his death. Always read more than the headlines, people. Okay, on to the facts. Number 10. Created in X-Men Evolution. So X-23 is actually a character who was created outside of comics, like Harley Quinn, the most famous example of it. But it does happen, and not just in TV shows. Gwenpool, for example, was created as the result of a variant cover. Fun fact. So X-23 made her debut in the series X-Men Evolution, an animated TV series aimed at pitching the X-Men to a younger audience. She appeared in the 11th episode of season 3 in the episode called X-23. She was created because the creators found that kids weren't really connecting with Wolverine. So this was a way to get them to connect to that character in a younger female version, who these viewers would see appear, hence feel more involved in her backstory. It worked, fans took to her, and her origin was meant to be the opposite of Wolverine's in terms of pathos. So rather than not remembering the past, she would be haunted by it. So I watched X-Men Evolution as, not a kid, but a teen. I never had a problem relating to the adults, but that's just me. What about you? Did you even watch it, or are you like, X-Men Evolution? Number 9. Relationship with Wolverine. Speaking of Logan, or James, it was important that a good relationship with him be established, so that X-23 could take her place as a legacy character. This was so she could be viewed as that rather than as a usurper or replacement, as when new characters who are obviously based on others or take up their mantle do so without paying deference to those who came before, it can sometimes impact how they're received and it can make them more poorly received. So it is that across the board, Wolverine and X-23 have a father-daughter relationship, which is unsurprising as Wolverine has quite the mentor streak. He wants her to do well and is a positive influence in her life. It's why she takes over his mantle when he dies, to honor him. It's sweet. Legacy characters are great. It's just they lose some of their punch when the people they're replacing never go away. But that's a comic status quo problem, not a the legacy characters themselves problem. Leave Wally alone. Number 8. Nyx. So in comics, X-23 made her first appearance in the limited series called Nyx about homeless teenage mutants, though this series wouldn't delve into her backstory. That would be explored later in her first miniseries X-23. In a way, this helped establish her by not focusing so hard on her origin at first. It allowed them to just put her in interesting plots, which made readers more inclined to care than just having an origin hammered into their heads. That was a slap motion, not a hammer motion, but that's fine. Introducing a character is an art. Another character who was reintroduced well was Batwoman. She was reintroduced a while back. You have to give characters the chance to live or die on their own. Some make it, some don't. X-23 made it. And part of why is what her backstory is, which leads us to number 7. Number 7. Clone of Wolverine. Kinda. So X-23's backstory at first was that she was a clone of Wolverine, created in an attempt to recreate the Weapon X program. However, the only sample of DNA from Wolverine that they had to work with was damaged, so they were unable to recreate the Y chromosome. So Dr. Laura Kinney proposed a female genetic twin, but the first 22 attempts were unviable. Upon the 23rd being a potential, as the project had been denied, she gets the go-ahead, but it's an angry yeah okay go-ahead. So as punishment, she has to carry the baby herself. X-23 or Laura Kinney would proceed to have a less than ideal childhood in this facility, despite her mother's attempts to implement some kinds of human practices. Later, the clone origin would be revisited, and Logan would be established as her father. So this would hit much harder on the daughter aspect, although I always say go full clone. Clone Saga. Maximum clonage. Okay, not that far. That's too far. Number 6. Pinocchio. So another part of the inspiration for Laura's character was the story of Pinocchio. And it was this more than anything that the writers of X-Men Evolution hoped would capture kids' imaginations. She was described as, she's a samurai sword trying to become a real little girl. This of course is talking about the fact that she was designed to be a weapon, but she wants to be so much more. And that desire to be more than what people expect of you would resonate well with their younger audience, as that is what so many of them would be feeling. Many youths feel that at one time or another. Heck, just people in general. Oh sorry, this called kids youths. I'm so old. youths. Greetings, fellow youths. Number 5. Angel / X-23. Would it be a list done by me without the ships and romance? Well, yes it would. But this one happens to have a number on it. One of the noteworthy pairings for Laura was with Angel, Warren Worthington III, but not with the original Angel, who was one of the OG X-Men and hence old enough to be her dad. Well, if her dad aged normally. So instead, we're talking about the young version of Angel, who was brought forward in time to be part of the present timeline when that was what we were doing with the X-Men. This occurred before Secret Wars, and ultimately Angel ended up ending things for a bit because he couldn't take Laura's reckless nature and how much she would just endanger herself and, well, just show up injured and hurt all the time. So yeah, this was a moment, and yes, it's shocking because most people when they hear Angel think of old Angel, the one who banged a 19-year-old in the sky, so same old Angel, I guess. Number 4. X-666. Like all characters, Laura Kinney has her fears, and well, despite all the murder and trauma, some of them are pretty ordinary. So X-23 has a fear of being like other girls. Specifically, her worst fear for herself is a version known as X-666, who we saw when she had to take on the perfect adversary, created for her by Blackheart. And this adversary is a stereotypical cheerleader, but a murderous one. What must it be like to be a nice cheerleader? Like, for real, they exist. Never shown anywhere. So this is Laura's fear, as she feels her upbringing left her two-dimensional, although really most people would say one, but duplicate self, so I'll accept the 2 here. Hence the evil version of herself would be an evil stereotype. Number 3. Weapon Hex. There is a puntastic amalgam version of X-23 known as Weapon Hex, who appeared during Infinity Warps, when Gamora folded the universe in on itself with the Gauntlet. So in this universe, characters ended up fused together. In this reality, Laura found herself fused with the Scarlet Witch. Her backstory remained very Weapon X-y, but with demons and mutants. She was conceived of to be a flawed vessel to house a demon. She was part of the Evolutionaries cult, designed to be a demonic weapon. It wasn't the worst fusion, and the design was really cool. It's just neat. Anything where you're covered in actual spells like ink tattoos is pretty cool. In my book anyway. Number 2. Cutter. So one of the traits introduced alongside her comic appearance is that she is a cutter. This is something that Laura has done from a young age, as young as 7, using her own claws to self-harm. This was an attempt to start a discussion, especially amongst young readers, some of whom participate in this same kind of behavior. Penance is another character who does this. Mileage varies in how well this is received. Some feel it is exploitative and encourages this kind of behavior, while some feel it's just sensationalistic, while others find it helpful and destigmatizing. What do you think? And in at number 1. MCU appearance. So Disney has acquired the rights to the X-Men recently at the time of this recording, and despite teasing that they won't do anything with them for years, they also keep trying to use them to drum up excitement for their new streaming service, Disney+. So the rumor now, though it would make sense, is that X-23 will be the main Wolverine in the MCU, which again would be logical since they're aiming for a younger audience and cast, and Hugh Jackman is a hard act to follow and replace. Plus, they already said they weren't planning on going with the traditional X-Men. However, there's a lot of baiting happening here, like I said in the intro. Lots of meet the female Wolverine, who's been around since 2004, but that's at the bottom of the article. Female Wolverine in the MCU, take that, haters. But really, there's not that much hate, only a few people responding to the priming, just like how people were excited for She-Hulk except for like a handful on Twitter and everybody's angry on Twitter all the time? Can we stop outrage marketing? It's tiring, I'm so tired. The real cold hard truth is the people who will watch it no matter what, and those who won't. End of story. I'm already giving you my money, Disney. I have no more to give you. So those were 10 shocking facts about X-23. Did you know them? Are you excited to see her introduced in the MCU? What's your favorite adaptation of her? Let me know all your thoughts down below. I'm wary of X-Men adaptations. I've been hurt before. I'm Sasha, thanks so much for watching Top 10 Nerd. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid. And we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.